What's going on, Wrestler family? Welcome back to the channel. So we got another video from WrestleMania to react to, and as usual, this video has about 5.5 million topics in the title. I'm not going to read all of that, but I will tell you guys this. I am extremely excited to talk about Hikuleo coming to WWE. Now, before we get there, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Let me know in the comments how you feeling. Let's get into this.
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE are Furious, a Bloodline member added to the WWE roster, why WWE won't be holding live events in the Sphere, Nikki Bella Furious, a shocking accusation against Triple H, Jacob Fatu being pushed too fast, a female Bloodline member coming, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists.
Who is saying Jacob Fatu is getting pushed too fast? It gotta be on Twitter. See, this is the reason why I deactivated my account, because that's a different conversation for a different day. Let's move on.
Also, check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at WWE are Furious. At top of today's news is a warning about the upcoming Netflix Vince McMahon docuseries, as many people within WWE are unhappy about it. The Observer reported, I can only say that the director covered me with everything I would expect someone to cover. There were no stones left unturned in this thing. What the final product is, I know that there are people in WWE who are not happy with it. I don't know how fair it is to Vince, but there were people there very unhappy. A rumor has it that the documentary is a complete burial of Vince McMahon. Given the way the Janelle Grant lawsuit has polarized opinions on McMahon, detractors will likely use it as proof that Vince is evil incarnate, while McMahon backers will probably argue it's a hit piece that omits evidence showing Vince in a positive light. We'll know soon enough when the series is released and everyone shares their analysis of it.
Here's my thing. Regardless of what side you're on this whole Vince McMahon thing, what did you think the documentary was going to be about? It was, the man is on the cover in red and black with puppet strings on his fingers. That does not tell me that they're going to show him in a positive light. That is not what a superhero poster looks like. That is a villain. That looks like a horror movie from the 1970s. So that tells us they're going to talk bad about this guy. Now, I understand how that could be infuriating if you're a person who believed that he didn't do it and you don't like the fact that someone close to you is what seemingly is a smear campaign in their point of view. But at the same time, just prove it in court. Prove it in court. If you didn't do it, if you're found innocent, there's nothing to worry about. But I do understand why it would be more respectable to drop something like this after the court case is over and they find out that he's guilty. But at the same time, if you think about media nowadays, social media, they got to ride that wave while it's high, baby. You know what I'm saying? They got to try to get as much as they can get out of it, attention and everything like that. And if he is found guilty, well, you know what I'm saying? You know, what can you say about that? But I do understand the other concern is that maybe they'll present some things in this documentary without any substantial evidence to support it, and maybe sway the view of people who are looking at Vince McMahon, or sway the view of people who's involved in a court case, or maybe they can use some of that in court. I don't know. But at the end of the day, just prove it in court. That's all you can do at this point. Let's move on.
Why the WWE is unlikely to come to the Sphere.
It's too expensive.
The Sphere is an amazing entertainment venue that has caught the public's attention thanks to its state-of-the-art light and sound system, which has wrestling fans wondering whether WWE might hold a major event there. Unfortunately, it appears it may be cost prohibitive for a wrestling promotion to run the show there. Fightful Select recently discussed the costs of operating the venue, and a fan asked whether the WWE might run a show there. The cost of running the venue itself is insanely expensive. Word was that the LED ball cost $450,000 a day itself, and running an actual venue could be north of $1 million. Unless the event and scenario made sense, it probably won't end up being booked out of a wrestling company. UFC did over $20 million in the gate this weekend, breaking their own record. However, it seems that Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling have actually reached out and inquired about running a show there.
Come on,
the
Tony.
Sphere's seating capacity is 18,600 people, which means the WWE would have to raise ticket prices considerably to defer the costs of running it there. While the WWE has tested fans' willingness to pay more money for tickets, there may come a price point where fans are unwilling to pay. Furthermore, the WWE's policy of running as many PLEs as possible in stadiums means the WWE may not feel it's worth the trouble to run a show there when it can make more money in a stadium. Should the WWE run a show there? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up,
absolutely not, bro. If it costs that much per day, you're going to have to hold a WrestleMania there. And WrestleMania tickets are already higher than Snoop Dogg on 420. So what do you think those ticket prices are going to be in that sphere, having to spend $450,000 a day? They got to make up the cost for that. And Endeavor's already doing some things to kind of, save costs and cut costs and make more money. So imagine what those prices are going to be. That is going to be disturbing. And by the way, Tony Khan, bro, don't even think about it. There's nothing wrong with inquiring on the cost, but bro, if you take AEW to the Spear, that will be the last show you ever do in that promotion. You guys, I love AEW, but you guys got to figure out how to get people in on the week-to-week basis as opposed to trying to get them in a Spear. Like, you got to figure that out first, bro. I'm only telling this to you because I know you know what you're doing, but save yourself, man. Save yourself the embarrassment. There's no room for pride right now, bro.
Nikki Bella furious. A former WWE superstar, Nikki Bella, aka Nikki Garcia, is furious about a new development in her divorce proceedings against Artem Chignivstev, as Life and Style reports that Chignivstev is seeking spousal support and that an insider told a news site. Nikki is absolutely furious that Artem is asking for spousal support. She's still in shock and has been asking herself, who the hell did I marry? She's dumbfounded by Artem's audacity and lack of shame. The report added, even if he wasn't asked back to be on Dancing with the Stars, she thinks he would have still have asked for her spousal support. The source adds, after what he's done to Nikki, it's a slap in the face and a total loser move on his part. The Life and Style notes Nikki plans to fight back against the spousal support request, and she's also requesting that she be granted full custody to the couple's child, Mateo. Next up,
I'll say this, guys, really quick. And it sounds extremely insensitive. When it comes to stuff like this, I don't care. I really don't care. Outside of the fact, when it comes to people's relationships, I stay out of that. I don't care. I have nothing to do with it. I wasn't signed on a marriage certificate, nor will I be there for the court proceedings. So whatever happens between them has nothing to do with me. I don't care. Stuff happens. It sucks, but that's life. All I can hope is that they can come to a decision amicably as mature adults and do what's best for their kid. That's the most important part. But the only thing I would care about is, given the accusations, I don't know if it's true or not, for the whole domestic abuse situation and things like that. If something like that happens, for sure, I am against domestic abuse on either side, regardless. Nobody should be hitting anybody. Unless it's like self-defense and someone, trying to get somebody out of here and they protect, but that's a whole different conversation for a different day. But overall, in any celebrity situation, when it comes to the relationship, if no one's being physically hurt, I don't care. And I don't know why people care, but that's, the pop culture. They care about what people do in their lives every day.
Shocking accusation made against Triple H. There's some shocking insinuations from former WWE Superstar Ryback, suggesting that Triple H and former Divas champion Caitlyn may have been romantically involved. Ryback told us on his podcast, there is a story there. There's probably an NDA there. Caitlyn's responsibility to effing tell that story, not mine. But I have it on closer call from people that came and told me with things that were directly involved with her that something went down between her and Hunter. And I'm not going to be, use your brains though, people, with everything. And then she leaves the company almost immediately after? Do you think that's a coincidence? Caitlyn, who competed as a fitness model before entering the WWE, wrestled there from 2010 to 2014, including a 5-month run as Divas champion. She retired in 2014 and returned to the WWE in 2018 to compete in the Mae Young Classic and appeared at a Raw reunion show in 2019. Ryback didn't elaborate on what he heard, but told his audience that he believes a non-disclosure agreement may have been signed preventing Caitlyn from talking about any alleged incident. And maybe she did have something going on with all of that, but I would love to find out if there was an NDA with that and an abuse. Not because, hey, people cheat on their spouses. I'm not. Whatever people do in their lives is their business, right? But if you have your company and you're abusing power and NDAs are involved and you're affecting people's livelihoods and careers, F you with this. Or what do you guys think of this story? Do you think there's any truth to this? Let us know in the comments down below.
I don't know if there's any truth to it because I wasn't there, but I will say this. If it's true, Ryback is the wrong person to announce anything because it's going to be hard to take him seriously because this guy just says anything. And why in the world is WrestleMania reporting anything that Ryback and or Dave Meltzer are saying at this point? We know what this is for. This is for shock value to get people to go back to his podcast and listen. Now, these things could be true, but the part that sucks is it's coming from somebody that isn't reputable to a ton of people that we all know he's into shock value, that he's into getting attention and things like that. Many of his fans may disagree with me, but from what we've seen with him in the past, I don't know how many years, that's just it. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But hopefully that's not the case, and why would he speak up and let Caitlyn just do her part when he says that's for Caitlyn to say? She's under NDA. Well, just let Caitlyn, say it, or someone else around Caitlyn say it. You know your reputation amongst people on social media. So why? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. This is how I know I'm not made for social media, bro.
Next up, Jacob Fatu being pushed too fast. Is the WWE giving Jacob Fatu too much too soon? Jacob's uncle Rikishi seems to think so, telling his podcast audience,
What?
I think Jacob is being pushed too fast. When you go to Cody, where do you go from there? Cody is a guy right now. I've said this before, let Jacob rampage through the whole roster. Give him a couple of those enhancement matches to build. You don't need but 3 minutes. Again, we've seen Jacob however long he's been on, a couple of months or whatever, but is there anything different? You can only do so much on a run-in. That is what I'm saying. You really want to go with a guy, show his talent, let him not have a match bout, but a squash match, just so he can show his potential of what else this kid can do. Rikishi's biggest concern seems to be Jacob being fed to Cody. I wouldn't feed Jacob to Cody. That match is not deserving yet to happen. And we're doubtful that the Samoan Werewolf is going to be losing many matches soon, and there are many paths to place him on besides wrestling Cody. While the WWE has already dropped hints about Cody facing Fatu, such as when Rhodes told Solo that Jacob Fatu was more deserving of a title shot than Sikoa, this is typical of the WWE's long-term booking. This isn't the first time Rikishi has voiced his concerns about how his family members are being pushed. Rikishi recently criticized the WWE for its push of Jey Uso, claiming that main event Jey wasn't getting many main events. The WWE Hall of Famer also blasted the WWE for jeopardizing Jey's marriage by WWE creative hinting at a storyline romance between Jey and Rhea Ripley. Perhaps the WWE should capitalize on Rikishi's rhetoric and have him run a superstar over with his car to help Jey get a push, much as he did when he ran down Stone Cold Steve Austin, claiming he did it for The Rock. Next up,
I mean, at the point where Rikishi, he has every right to speak on his family. I'm not going to talk bad about him in that sense. And he has a podcast just like me. Just like me, I have the right to say whatever I want to say. But his voice has a lot more weight to it, given that he's associated or related, obviously, to a lot of people in WWE. But at the end of the day, I don't think Jacob Fatu's getting pushed too fast. I mean, he got the tag team championships removed from him. He's in a tag team match. I think WWE just understands what his value is. And this has been pretty slow as far as what they're doing with him. In fact, I think it's a perfect pace. For a lot of people, some people may argue that he's not moving fast enough, given the amount of aura, given how great he is on the ring, given how great he is on a microphone. So I think what they're doing with him is great. Does he need to get fed to Cody? No, he does not, but we don't know what's happening here. We don't know if he's going to get fed to Cody. We don't even know what's going to happen at Bad Blood. We don't even know what's going to happen at Survivor Series. So I would just say wait it out. And if that does happen, then I'll give Rikishi, his props for being right about this whole situation. But part of me feels like I highly doubt that that's going to happen with him. And I think WWE knows what they got and what they're going to do with him.
Bloodline member has been added to the roster. Now it seems that rumors of WWE signing a new Bloodline member are very true, and according to PW Insider, former New Japan Pro Wrestling star Hikuleo has been added internally to the NXT roster. The former member of the Bullet Club may be on his way very soon to the main roster, but who is he gonna side with? Roman Reigns or Solo Sikoa? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up,
I saw in reports that he's getting moved to NXT. So which one is true? I saw multiple reports saying that he's going to NXT. Now, for me personally, I would rather see him go to NXT. I mean, a match between him and Obi, like that is going to be a banger. But I think it'll be better for him to go to NXT because, they need more in NXT right now as far as the men's division. What they're doing with the ladies is great. They got Delta, they got Stephanie, they got Julia, they got Roxanne Perez. They got so many different women in there that are the future of WWE that are NXT, which gives me that NXT black and gold feel back when we had Bayley and we had Charlotte and we had Asuka and we had, the list goes on and on. It feels like we're moving in that direction with the ladies, but for the men, not so much. I'm not a big fan of Ethan Page. I'm familiar with him. I never understood the hype behind him when he came to WWE, but the fact that they may reinvent him and make him something a lot better than he was before, I'm all for it. But I'm not as a big fan of his as other people are. So as far as that men's division, especially for the championship or the heavyweight division, if that's what you want to call it, I feel like that they need more there, and I think Hikuleo could definitely go there and really benefit from being there, as opposed to going to the main roster and instantly being injected into the bloodline. Because for me, I feel like the bloodline is fine the way it is. We don't need to be adding all these different people, because over time it starts to feel like it's getting bloated, and it gives me the NWO from 2000 vibe, when literally 99.9% of the roster was an NWO, and we don't want that with the bloodline. I think we don't need a bloodline 3.0. We don't need any of that. Just let the man go to the NXT, kind of, pick up momentum. And if they want to add him later to the bloodline, then I would be fine with that. But I don't make the rules, so what am I supposed to do?
Female bloodline member coming? It's time for an update on a recent rumor about the bloodline adding a female member. As we noted in our early report, there's been talk of a female member in the bloodline for years, with the buzz usually surrounding Naomi. However, 2 other names came up recently, including Nia Jax and Tamina. And now Fightful Select is sharing information on what may lie ahead, as it commented on the speculation, pointing out that Naomi's name was discussed before it returned to WWE this year. As for Nia Jax and Tamina, apparently there haven't been serious talk about either superstar. The report goes on to say that Tamina hasn't been used at live events and is no longer a regular player.
I thought she was removed from the internal roster.
Up with Roman Reigns' version of the Bloodline, which fans know is inevitable, or Solo's version. While logic and wrestling don't always intertwine, one would think that if there is a female superstar in one Bloodline, there would be a female member in the other. Do you guys think the Bloodline needs a female member? And if so, who would you like to see? Next
I don't think so, but I thought the Tonga twins were supposed to be working in a performance center, so I wonder where that's going to end up, but we'll talk about that at a different time.
Signs a Legends deal. With Mick Foley returning to wrestling. While Foley has discussed a proverbial one last match, it's unclear when that will happen. However, WWE fans may see Mrs. Foley's baby boy in other capacities, as a new story from Fightful notes that Foley has signed an extension to his Legends contract. It's unknown how long the contract is in effect for. Next up, Seth Rollins ejected from the NFL game.
Oh, I saw this.
Seth Rollins was attending an NFL game between his Chicago Bears and the Indianapolis Colts.
Seth, I'm from Chicago. Why are you a Bears fan, bro? I don't understand why people like pain. I don't get it, bro. I do not get it. That's just me.
Thrown out of the stands by former Colts player T.Y. Hilton. The visionary was subsequently ejected from the game, leading to Rollins tweeting, "I hate football."
I'm sure you do,
Observers
bro.
are speculating that this could lead to Hilton getting involved with the WWE. Even if it doesn't, this was a great publicity stunt for Rollins and the WWE. Finally, WWE Superstars get married. Last but not least, congrats to WWE Superstar Kit Wilson and NXT Superstar Stevie Turner on their recent wedding. Wilson, one half of the tag team Pretty Deadly, shared his special day on Instagram. We send our well wishes to the happy couple as they begin this new journey.
Yes,
boy. There you have it, folks. The wildest news stories and rumors.
Okay, congratulations to them. I didn't know that he was a heterosexual. Not that it's any of my business, but I just figured, I know they're playing a gimmick in WWE, but you ever seen like a movie where it's like the person's not crazy, but they play crazy so well that you're convinced that they might be crazy in real life? That's kind of how I feel about Pretty Deadly a little bit. But hey, congratulations to him. It's always great to see love being displayed and people being happy. I'm all for that. You guys let me know what you guys think about these topics in the comment section, and I may or may not stream tonight for Raw. I got to work on the car, and if you guys have ever worked on cars before, you already know a project that should take no more than 30 minutes could instantly turn to 3-4 hours depending on what it is, right? So I'm at the mercy of the auto god. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. Salute, peace, have a good day.